welcome back to Unicorn Dust Designs. If you're new here, hello, my name is Sammy. Today is Try It Tuesday, so I cannot wait to show you who I was inspired by this month and to share their creations and their links with you. So let's go ahead and get started. So this DIY is inspired by Create Your Own Cozy. I just recently found her and she is totally my vibe. If you guys are loving wood stuff, she does a lot of it. So definitely check out her link down in the description box. So I'm going to grab this 1x6. I don't know how long it was. It was a scrap piece of wood. I am taking a baby wipe and burnt umber by Apple Barrel, and I am going to use this as a stain. This is a great way of creating a stain for a wood. You can use absolutely any color you want, and it dries so much faster than an oil-based stain. So I like doing this when I need a quick stain. I need it to dry fast. So I just hit it with the heat gun and it dries. Now I'm going to take, hi you guys, my name's Sammy and I save everything including old pillowcases that get all linty after I wash them. So this is a pillowcase. I'm going to use my IOD stamp and then I'm going to really put a lot of ink on it. Whenever I'm doing this with fabric, I like to put kind of an excess of ink on there. Then I'm going to press it down. We are then going to cut out our pumpkin, and we're going to do this in a square shape. You can use any fabric you choose to. This is just what I have decided to do. Cut that zipper right off. Now I'm going to take my like vinyl weeding tool and I'm going to pull the fabric so that I get that frayed look. Now I don't want it like excessively frayed. I just don't want it to look super clean and tidy. So I just pull a few strands to make it look a little bit more rustic. Next we're going, sorry, I like smacked my lips. Next we are going to grab some painter's tape. We are going to tape this down onto our table. I'm going to grab Cake Batter by DIY Paint and I am using my round tip synthetic makeup brush. Now, Create Your Own Cozy, she puts a couple layers of paint on it and then she kind of does her own shadowing. But I liked the way that you can see all the details in the stamp come through. So I decided only to do one coat of paint for this. And I love watching other creators because I would have never thought to paint over the stamp itself. So absolutely love this. Now I'm taking, I think this is called Prairie Gray. This is also by DIY, and I am going to go in with another makeup brush and paint the stem. To clear this, we are just going to use like a polyacrylic. You could use Mod Podge if you want, but DIY paints are water soluble. You guys know what I'm trying to say. So if this ever got wet and it didn't have a clear coat on it, it would essentially wash away. So that is why we are putting a clear coat on top of it. So next we need to grab our piece of wood. We're going to lay our fabric down and I am going to take these, I think they're furniture tacks. I don't know, you guys could tell me down in comments, I'm sure you know. I'm using my pliers to help hold it in place, and then I'm going to use my hammer to hammer it in. These went in nice and easy, and I thought it was a great way of putting my own touch on her idea. So look at how good this looks, you guys, and the paint is still gonna dry down. I love the way this turned out. Now we're gonna grab the IOD letter stamps, and I'm gonna try it a different way. So I watched Sonnet's Bloom and Garden. You guys have, I've mentioned her before, and she pre-places like her letters out on the like piece of wood that she's going to be stamping on versus how I usually do it. And then she takes her mat and she sticks the letters on there and then she puts the ink on. So I am taking a sponge. I am brushing on some white chalk paint. And then I am going to tap that over my letters. Now, she just brushes it over these stamps, but I was like, oh, that's too messy. I can't commit to doing that. So I needed to do it a little neater. So this is what I came up with. Now I'm going to turn that around and I'm going to press that down onto my wood. It's okay if it doesn't absolutely come out perfect the entire time. You could always apply more paint onto your stamps or take them off one at a time. So you can see I like laid it over again, but I just didn't get enough paint on certain sections. So I just get that stamp and I put it over once again, and then that's it, you guys. How cute. I'm so digging this rustic look. I am probably going to be painting over these stamps a lot more often because I love that you can still see all of the details in there. So thank you so much for the inspiration. Hey everyone, I hope you're enjoying this video so far. Today is Try It Tuesday, so every last Tuesday of the month, I like to try out other creators' DIYs, crafts, and then give credit where credit is due. So anybody I speak about in today's video, their links will be down in the description box. Go show them some love. Go check out their channels or their blogs or their Instagrams, TikToks. I know that they would appreciate it. I hope you guys are enjoying the DIYs that you're seeing today and they're sparking some inspiration for you. And y'all know the drill. If you're digging me, if you're digging the channel, if you're digging the DIYs, then leave your girl a comment. Make sure you press that like button, subscribe button, get that little bell up there and put it all so you're notified every time that I post a video. And all my links are down in the description box. And with that said, let's get rolling and let's finish this video off. Now, I found this gal on TikTok, and I think she actually is a Kansas resident. So that was really cool too. And you guys know I'm obsessed with wood rounds, so I thought I would try her style out. So we're going to start with one of the 1-inch pine rounds that I get from Home Depot. I already sanded it and all that jazz. And I am going to take my painter's tape and we are going to paint it off at an angle. I'm going to grab my sponge roller and I am actually going to be using crisp linen bare like household like wall paint. I have a bunch of samples and I figured, you know what, let's go ahead and try this out. I always use chalk paint, but you know, gotta use what you have. So I'm going to do 2 coats of this. Usually anything I use for my wood rounds are going to be in my Amazon link in the description box. So feel free to check that out. After the 2 coats are on there, we are then going to take that painter's tape and we are going to move it over onto our white paint. Now, you guys know if you've watched my wood rounds, I always usually stain the entire wood round before I do any painting. But I am seeing a lot more, like if you saw that other one that I tried from Painted by Mandy, a lot of people are painting and then staining. So, you know, why not keep it going? So I'm going to use Weathered Oak by Varathane. I'm going to use my microfiber cloth and I am going to stain the front, the sides, and the back. Now, y'all, if you are planning on selling these, I sell mine for $55. Stain the dang back, make it look like a finished, cohesive wood project. Don't leave the back plain. It also helps seal the wood as well. So take that little added step. All right, so I cut 2 images and I cut them way too big and I wasn't about to waste it. So I was like, you know what? I am going to make one of these work. So I took my hello, I cut it's going to say, I hope you brought pumpkin spice lattes. And I cut the hello out. And then I'm using Aura Mask 813 stencil vinyl and Transfer Ease transfer tape. I'm going to peel that back. We are going to use this, gosh, it's like bronzed metal by Folk Art. Now she uses this beautiful like orangey bronze color. And I prefer hers so much more because I feel like this came out looking like a tannish brown color. And once I cleared it, I really didn't get that metallic look out of it like hers does. So it is what it is. It still came out cute. But we're going to do 2 coats of this color. Then we're going to peel that off. Look at how nice and crisp that is. And I will weed out everything in those letters. Now I'm going to take that second transfer and I'm going to put it over to the side. In my original design, it says, hello, ... I hope you brought pumpkin spice lattes like over to the right. But you know what? sometimes you just have to make it work, and I wasn't about to waste all of this stencil vinyl. So taking my stencil brush, I am just going to pounce 2 coats of that in. Then we will take Rust-Oleum Clear Matte. I'm going to spritz a little over the top so our paint doesn't spread. Then we'll take it back inside. I'm going to grab Varathane Spar Urethane water base. Do not get oil based, or your white paint, any paint, will turn yellow on you. I put 2 coats on the front and the back. This is going to seal it and help protect it from any of the outside elements. After that is completely dry, we're going to flip it on around. We are going to use D-hooks. She uses staples and ribbon. That's totally okay. I prefer D-hooks because it holds a larger amount of weight, and I just think it's a little bit more sturdy. Now I take my wired jute cord. I get this from Dollar Tree. She uses ribbon, and I used to use ribbon in the beginning as well. However, I really liked how thin this was, because on my door we have just like a little screw, and the ribbon didn't really fit in there. So I ended up changing it to this, and it works extremely well. Okay, you guys, this is where it gets crazy. So I kept watching her TikToks, and she like dissembles pics, and then she staples everything onto her board. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is not my jam. This is, I would not do this again. But everybody has their way of doing things, and she does a really good job at putting her floral arrangement together. So I think how I messed up here was, one, I wasn't good at doing this floral arrangement laying down, but I had started stapling pieces to the wood round. And before I was done, I stapled on that larger orange pumpkin, because to me, in my mind, I was like, well, this is basically the main piece of it, so I want to build around it. But then it made it 10 times harder to staple things on. Oh, and then Nat, oh my gosh, Nat, thank you so much. She actually has a channel, you guys. I'm going to leave it in the description box. She sent me these cheetah pumpkins, and y'all know I've been obsessed with cheetah, and it worked so good. I did have to hot glue it on because, like I said, that pumpkin, that orange pumpkin was in the way, so I couldn't staple anything under it anymore. Then we get to the ribbon. You guys, I did try a regular bow, and that was just a hot mess, like a boiling hot mess. So I decided to go with a raffia bow. I thought it kind of fit in with like the boho, the cream colors, kind of is rustic boho a thing? We're making it a thing right here, right now. And I'm going to hot glue that on. I would advise, if you live in like hot climates, to put some E6000 on that puppy so it doesn't go anywhere or melt. And that is it. I do like how it turned out. I think it's crazy how we all have just like our different versions of doing things, because she makes this look absolutely stunning and like effortless in her videos. And it took me a long while to get this floral arrangement how I wanted to, but I hope that it inspires you. Definitely check her out. I know I have a lot of wood round fans here. You will definitely appreciate her work. Now our last one is again by Create Your Own Cozy. I saw her do this one. It's from the same video, and I was like, I have so many rolling pins. We are going to do it. So I cleaned this rolling pin. I got it for $2.99 at Savers. I'm taking Dark and Decrepit by DIY. It's almost like an antique wax in that it's like a creamy texture. So I'm going to use a brush. I'm going to apply it on to my rolling pin, and then I'm going to get a paper towel and wipe the excess off. And let me tell you, this is such a gorgeous stain color. Do you see the color of that? I was blown away when I started wiping the excess off. I was in love. Now I'm going to take Plaster by Waverly, and we are going to paint the handles. I am doing this exactly like she did because hers was beautiful. I really love that she chose white handles because it pops so much against that beautiful stained rolling pin. Then we are going to take this apple stamp. This is also from that fall collection I've been using with the pumpkin and the leaves. We're gonna do the same thing, apply some paint to that sponge, and then tap it on to our stamp. Now we are going to roll our rolling pin directly on top, and look at how gorgeous that is. Now you guys, make sure that you wash this with some lukewarm water. Just rinse it off, or with a baby wipe right away. You cannot sit on this because you don't want it to stick. So anyways, look at how gorgeous this is. Look at those apples and how that white paint just like pops out at you over that dark stain. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some ideas. I hope that I introduced you to some new creators, and thank you all for spending your time with me. Look out for Saturday, because that is going to be the kickoff to Christmas. I appreciate you all for being here, and have a good one.
Hey, what are you talking about? Are you talking to me? Okay. Oh, good one. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, just spit all over Daddy's.
Thanks. Thanks.
Oh, pretty face. Yeah, just do it.
Blah, blah, blah.
Let it happen.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah.